Well, this morning, we know 3 witnesses will take the stand today in the trial of Mark Sievers. We are starting to also get a timeline of this case, an idea of when this case will be wrapped up in the courtroom. Before we get to that, though, we do want to let you know a little bit of a background on this case. Remember, Mark Sievers is on trial right now. He is accused of orchestrating the murder of his wife, Teresa Sievers. He's accused of hiring Curtis Wright and Jimmy Rogers to carry out that murder. You may remember, Jimmy Rogers was convicted of second-degree murder just last month. Curtis Wright, Mark Sievers' best friend, took a plea deal in this case. After this trial is completed, he is expected to serve 25 years in prison. Now, in all, 6 witnesses took the stand yesterday, but they were able to move through those witnesses pretty quickly. It only took the state about 4 hours to get through all of that, and then court wrapped up for the day. So it was an early ending to the day in the courtroom. Most of the people on the stand were Lee County Sheriff's Office investigators or crime scene technicians who mostly broke down the information about surveillance videos of Rogers and Wright in Florida and the GPS the pair used to get to Bonita Springs. Their goal, of course, is to help the jury understand all of these pieces of evidence and how the state says they link Mark Sievers to the murder of his wife. Now, as far as when the state will rest its case, we know that could come as early as Monday. We know that the state is having 3 people take the stand today. They say they have 5 more witnesses to take the stand on Monday. Remember, we do not have court tomorrow for Thanksgiving or Friday for the day after Thanksgiving. So we know that they have about 8 witnesses left as they continue to lay out their evidence, and then the defense plans to start presenting their case on Tuesday. And Mark Sievers' attorney says they plan to call back a key witness.
I do plan on recalling Mr. Wright. I do anticipate that these witnesses will go through them relatively quickly.
Now, Curtis Wright really is the state's biggest witness tying Mark Sievers to the murder of his wife, Teresa. So we talked to a legal expert, Pam C., about what the defense's strategy could be here.
We have heard some other testimony already about Mr. Wright's short-term memory problems. And I think the defense needs to hammer on that. They need to drill that down and say, this is a problem. How can you say you remember these things when you really don't? And how can we say that your information now is accurate when you haven't been accurate all along?
Now, she also says the defense will really take this time to focus on the amount of times Wright has admitted to lying to investigators. Now, remember, Wright says he previously lied to protect himself, Mark Sievers, and Jimmy Rogers. But